Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Victoria from Keep It Holistic, where I talk about healthy living, motherhood, and more. And today I'm going to be talking about how to use a birth ball to have a better pregnancy and birth. And to be honest, I probably have never clicked on this video during my first pregnancy. Honestly, at that time when I was, as far as exercise was concerned, I was just concerned about staying in shape and being able to lose weight after having a baby. I was not really thinking too much about positioning and alignment and balance and posture and things like that. Now, with this being my third pregnancy, I really realize how important that stuff is. So that's where the birth ball is going to come in. So let's talk about birth balls today. So first things first, you may be wondering about why is the birth ball even a thing? And birth balls are important because they help to balance the ligaments, they help to strengthen your back muscles, and they help to open up your pelvis. They kind of create like this little hammock. Like when you sit on a birth ball, it's going to create this little hammock that the baby's head can go into. That's really important because you want the baby's head to be down and engaged when you go into labor. I would highly recommend using a birth ball, especially if you are trying to give birth vaginally, because it helps get the baby into a better position. So you're wondering like, okay, well, what's so wrong with just like sitting here? Like if you're sitting upright in a chair, isn't that kind of the same thing? You know, you just gotta be a little more aware of how you're sitting when you're sitting in a chair. The thing is that our modern chairs and stuff and couches and things are not designed for proper sitting. It's made more for like lounging. So sitting back like this is not gonna be really good for getting the baby in an ideal position. It's not gonna be good for strengthening your muscles and stuff and making sure things are balanced. It's gonna more likely actually get the baby into a bad position. So when you're watching TV, you're just chilling, you're working at your desk, it's best to sit on a birth ball because that's going to get the baby into a better position. I can tell you, I've actually had malpositioning issues with all 3 of my pregnancies and 2 of my births. I haven't given birth yet, so with my third here, so I can't tell you yet whether or not the birth ball is going to help or not with my third. This pregnancy, I've had issues with the baby turning sideways. Not the transverse position, but the baby is what's called oblique lie. Sometimes they've been doing that. And that happens every time I kind of don't sit on the birth ball. I'm kind of relaxed about doing spinning babies and certain the exercises I've been doing. When I start kind of getting more relaxed about that and I'm like leaning back, the baby keeps moving back to oblique lie. But when I sit on the birth ball and I'm paying more attention to baby's position, doing more to get the baby in the right position, then the baby moves head down. So I can definitely tell you that sitting on the birth ball has made a difference. Well, there are different birth balls out there, different brands and price points and stuff. I honestly have like it was like $23 birth ball from Amazon, and I can link it down below, and I haven't had any problems with it. It's held up through 2 pregnancies and 1 birth, and even the postpartum period I used it, and I can talk about that in a second, how you can use a postpartum. But it's held up really well, and so I feel comfortable recommending it. So I'll link it down below. It's not that expensive. It's anti-burst. It's important to get the right size though for your height. I believe it's measured in centimeters. I believe there's like the 55 centimeter, 65 centimeters, and 75 centimeters. If you are under 5'4", I would recommend the 55 centimeter. If you are like 5'4" to 5'9" or 5'10", I'd say probably 5'9". I would recommend the 65 centimeter one. And then if you're about 5'10" and up, then you want to get the 75 centimeter one. And you can tell by how it's the right fit is when you go to sit on it, you want to make sure that your hips are in line with your knees. So if your knees are up higher, then that means either you need to inflate the ball more or you need to go up a size. So if that happens to me, like this ball is almost like my hips are almost sitting a little bit lower. So I have to inflate the ball all the way to get it to be in line. And when you're sitting on it, make sure that you create a right angle with your leg. So you want your knee to be at a right angle. So your shin is kind of going straight down, and then your feet are flat on the floor. You can kind of put your hands on your lap, and you can kind of, when you first sit on it, you can move around in circles. A good exercise to do is just you can like lean forward and backwards, like tilting your pelvis a little bit. Like you can also go side to side, and you can also do what's called like a hula hoop. So you can kind of move in circles. You can go clockwise or counterclockwise, just to kind of loosen up things and create more movement down there. When you're sitting on the birth ball, though, make sure that you're sitting upright, that you're not slouched down, that your shoulders are pulled back, not, like a soldier, but you want to sit up pretty comfortably. So most of the time when I'm using the birth ball, to be honest, I'm mostly just sitting on it. Like I'll be editing videos like this one, sitting at the computer, and I just sit on it, make sure I'm using good posture, not slouching, and it's helpful just that way. Like I feel a difference right away compared to sitting in the computer desk chair. Another way that I've used it, and this helped me when I was trying to go into labor, because I was having what's called prodromal labor, which is like when you have your body's constantly trying to go into labor. And I was so frustrated at the time because I was like ready to go into labor. I'm like, come on, let's go. And it wasn't leading anywhere, and I found out the baby wasn't positioned properly. And then I sat on the birth ball, and then I went into labor. So it can be helpful for getting your body to go into labor. And so what I did was this bouncing on the birth ball. That's what my midwife recommended. So I was kind of just bouncing on it. And also you can do that when you have the baby, when the baby is born. So you might have a baby that's fussy, especially at night. That happened with my second as well. I used the birth ball to bounce her and calm her down. Another way to use the birth ball is to lean over it. So you can kneel down in front of it and just like lean over it. And that can be really helpful during labor, especially, or if you're tired. You just lean on, you can kind of rock back and forth, and that may help you get through contractions. Another way to use the birth ball is to use it for wall squats. So in order to do that, you're gonna put the birth ball between your back and the wall, and then you're going to squat down and then come back up, and just do that as many times as you need to, and that can be an effective way to do wall squats. During delivery, I've also seen women use a birth ball between their legs. Like you can get a peanut ball. It's like a birth ball, but it's like there's like two of them kind of stuck together. It looks like a peanut. Or you could get a smaller birth ball, and I've seen people use that and put that between their legs, and that helps open up the pelvis, especially if you're laying down like on your side. That can help keep the pelvis open so that the baby can descend properly. I've even used the birth ball to practice squats as well. Like I will do squats in front of it and kind of hold on to it, and that's helped me with balance. So there are a lot of exercises out there, but these are the most common ones for pregnancy, labor, and delivery. You can even deliver on this ball. And then after pregnancy, you can use this ball to bounce the baby, and you can use this ball as a exercise ball. You can use it to help strengthen your core. There's lots of exercise ball, core exercises out there, so you can Google those. But these are the main things I've used during pregnancy, and it's helped get the baby in the right position. Even just sitting on the birth ball, as long as you're sitting on it correctly, can help get the baby into the correct position. So if you have any questions about using a birth ball during pregnancy, leave the comment down below. And please be sure to like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys again soon. Be well, guys.